Hi, other artists. So we are going to be making a pinch pot bowl, and this is my example that I've started and can continue to work on, but I'm going to go and set that aside. You are going to get a chunk of clay that's going to be about the size of an orange or a small grapefruit, and the first thing we do with this, remember, is to wedge it. Wedging is the process of removing any trapped air from the clay. So I'm holding it in my fist and I'm taking it, and I take my other hand, keeping it as a ball shape, and I press, and I want it to stay as a ball shape. I do not want to make a pancake. So I'm going to rotate and press. And you're going to do this probably about 10 times. You have to stand up because you need the force from your body to squish the clay together. And again, it's in order to remove any trapped air. So the second thing you're going to do to make a good looking pinch pot is you're going to need to make this into a circle. The rolling your clay into by making your hands a circle trick does not work because this piece is too large. So you just kind of form it in your hands, and you just keep your hands like a cup shape, and you push against it to try and make it a circle-ish shape. Doesn't have to be perfect. All right, I'm gonna go kind of quick, so mine's not gonna be as good as it could be. When it is in a circle-ish shape, to make it a pinch pot, I think many of you have made pinch pots before, but this is a pretty large pinch pot, and I want it to turn into a bowl. So I'm gonna take my thumb, and I'm going to stick it down, find the center the best you can. That's going to help you in the long run. And I stick my thumb almost all the way. I don't want it popping out the bottom, but since it's a big pinch pot, we need to put your thumb pretty far down. So again, it should look like that, and it should be about in the middle-ish. Then I need to take my pincher fingers, and you're going to be using the pressure and pushing your thumb against your four fingers. So you stick it back in there, and I'm going to push, and then I can't go in the same place. I've got to slightly turn and rotate. You want to try to keep the walls of your clay even. So that's why the turning is important. You could hold it in your hand. I like to do that personally, or you could turn it on your table. If you notice cracks forming, your clay is getting stressed out because it's going through a lot of change right now. It's moving a lot. Get just one finger in the water, which is called slip. Remember, it's got some dry clay in it, and smooth out the cracks. Just with one finger. You don't want to get too much water on it because then it turns very soupy and it's very difficult to work with. So turn and pinch, turn and pinch, turn and pinch, turn and pinch, turn and pinch. And I'm playing with the walls of my clay to try to get them about evenish. Okay, so this is where it is at now. Now I'm going to focus more on the down low. If you pinch just at the top, your clay is going to get taller and make more of a cup shape, but I'm going for a bowl, so I'm pushing towards the bottom. Do you see? Not the very bottom, but like the side bottom. And I can tell when I'm pressing it that there's a lot of clay there, so it's very thick. And I could play with the top of the clay to kind of push it out as I go. Again, anytime a crack forms, just get one finger in the water and smooth it out, because your clay is going through so much stress and so much change. You don't want to wait till the end because then it could create more problems. So you'll fix those as they appear. And I'm playing with the walls of my clay. I want them to be about this thick, all right? So you'll be able to feel it. You don't want them very thick. If they're really, really papery thin, then they're going to break open. So again, about that thick. Maybe you could think of it like the thickness of your pinky nail or something. So I'm going, I'm turning, I'm playing, I'm holding it, and I'm trying to push it out to make more of a bowl shape. So you can play, but don't play in just one area. You got to keep turning it. All right. So when it is about bowl-ish shape, it might not be perfect. To get it more perfect, we actually have to wait a few days till it turns something called leather hard, and it's a lot tougher, and we can manipulate it in a different way. But for now, I want to do a little more smoothing. So I can do that in two ways. Just using my fingers. There's actually like a wooden paddle that we don't have in the art room. And if you're doing it at home, you could use a spatula. But using the palm of your hand, not your fingers, you can give it like a light high five. Again, right here, I'm trying to keep it really straight. And this kind of gets some of the bumps out. That's one technique. The other technique is a sponge where all the water has been wrung out of it. There's no more water left. It's a little damp. And you don't want to do too much because, again, it's removing clay and you don't want your walls to turn too soft or too thin. But you can use a little bit of the sponge. All right. So again, I'm not going to go through and make mine super perfect, but that's all right. And that's all I really want you to focus on today. And then next time, if you want to add a foot, I can show you how to add a foot, and I can tell you what else we're going to be doing with our pinch pots. All right, everybody, happy arting today.